All right. This little boot here got some good news and bad news. So after talking with some guys and figuring out the whole engine combination, it has been decided that this little stock block here is gonna be no good for what we are trying to do. So rather than spend the money and do it and potentially blow it up or crack the block or destroy the block or whatever, we're gonna get rid of this short block now and get ourselves a dart block. So we're gonna have a little bit more cubic inches. I want to try and have 420 something around there. And it's just going to be a lot stronger. It's going to be able to hold a lot more boost, and it's just going to be able to perform a lot better because this is a great engine. I don't want to destroy it. It's got a lot of good parts in it. I don't want to destroy it. So if we can get some money out of it, and put it towards another block and a rotating assembly, I'd rather do that, save me a little bit of money, and we could have something that we could go really fast in, to where if we kept this stock block, we probably wouldn't be able to run that much boost in it. We just wouldn't. I mean, if you put too much boost to these things, you're probably going to crack the block. You're going to destroy it. I mean, worst case scenario, kick the rods out of it. And I don't want to do that. It's not what I want to do. So we're going to get rid of this block, and we're going to get another one. And this block is actually going to be going to my dad. So he has a 65 Chevelle, and he has a 355 small block in that right now. And it runs low 11s, high 10s. It hasn't really been high 10s, but it has the potential to go high 10s. So he's always talked about having a 383 in that Chevelle and running like mid to low 10s. So he's going to buy this from me, and we're going to put that in the Chevelle and do some suspension work to that thing and get that thing running. He really wants to run the 1060 class. I believe it's D-gas. And he really wants to do that. So we're going to get, and this thing will definitely go past 1060 for sure. But you at least, if you run a gas class like that, you at least want something that's going to run faster than the dial that you're going to, that you're going to run, or that gas class that you're going to run. So he's going to come get this here in about a month or so. And I've checked already everywhere for blocks, and everybody's out of them. And it's going to be a while before we can get one, which it's no big deal. We're not in a rush for it. So pretty much what I've decided is we're going to keep focusing on getting the chassis, the cage, the rear end, the doors, and the fenders and the tubing for all the turbo stuff done. And then I'll probably buy the block later on this year, and we'll get that coming. And then when all the chassis stuff is done, all the stuff that I just listed, once all that's done, then we'll focus on building this. I'm hoping my dart heads will still work. These guys right here in the bag. I'm hoping they will still work. The only reason why I say I hope is because I don't know if they're going to be big enough. Because we're going to have a lot more cubic inches. We're going to be flowing a lot more. And it's going to make a lot more power than this thing did. So I'm crossing my fingers that they will still flow enough to keep up, which I doubt it. I honestly, I doubt it. But worst case scenario, we'll sell those two. We'll get bigger dart heads. And we'll still be able to use the intake and the cam here. There's the intake. There's the cam. We'll still be able to use those. And we'll still be able to use the lifters. So worst case scenario, it's a block and rotating assembly and heads. So that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. I don't want to put something on here that's not going to work and it's going to cause issues, and then later on down the road I have to basically spend more money to get it to run what we want it to, or as fast as we want it to. So that's pretty much the game plan so far right now. And yeah, we'll still be able to use the same headers. Let's see here, what else do we have in here? We got a whole bunch of goodies here. We'll still be able to use the damper. I still think the head bolt or the head studs we'll still be able to use. So yeah, but as far as this heart goes, it's just not gonna work. I wanted it to work. I was hoping it would work, but I don't wanna blow something up, because worst case scenario, even if I had a diaper on this car or I had all the safety stuff on this car, say it kicks a rod out or it blows up, oil gets on the track. The worst case scenario, oil gets on the track or any kind of fluid gets on the track and it gets underneath the tires and I crash this car, then we just wasted everything. So we're just gonna spend the extra money now and the extra time, and we're gonna just do it right. It's better to do it right the first time. So, and I really want to rush this project. Inside me, I really want to rush this project, and I want to get it done, and I just want to race. That's all I want to do, is just race this thing again. It's been a few years since I've been on the track in this thing, and I'm itching really bad to get back at it. But if we crash it, we're done for longer than what we're going to be building this thing for. So it's better just to take the extra time and do it right. And it will be faster. It will be faster with a bigger small block than with this 383. And I was going to do that eventually down the road and just run this the way it is. And I just wanted to do that just to get it back out on the track, but it's better just to do it. So, like I said, I would like to do something in the 420 range or the 430 range. I'm thinking if we can get the right block and we can make it stroke it out, get a stroker crank for it, get a little bit longer rods for it, clearance the block, all that good stuff, we can maybe make this 430s-ish, 420s. If not, it'd be like a 406, 410, something like that, which honest to God, it'd be plenty enough. It would be more than enough. But all that little bit counts. If we can get 20 more cubic inches, that'd be awesome. But that's the newest update, and I had a hard time with that today. I was a little angry, a little upset, but you got to look at the big picture, and you got to sit back and realize that, yeah, it may be more money, may take longer, but is it the right choice? It's the right choice. So that's what we're going to end up doing. When we get this thing up to my dad's, maybe we'll start filming that a little bit. He was talking about taking his Chevelle out in this fall, and it's a really nice car. It's a big tire car, and it's more of a bracket car than anything. So I think when we get this thing in there, I tuned this thing pretty dang good. Like I gave this thing everything it got, and I had a lot of timing in it. I had good fuel, and he's actually going to be running the same cam that I had in it. So, and actually the same heads pretty much, and the carburetor. So it's literally going to be the exact same setup that I had in this car before. So when we get that in his Chevelle, I'll be able to tune that thing right up and get it running pretty much almost how it was when we pulled it out. So it's going to be little changes here and there, I think, because I don't think he's running crank trigger. Little small stuff like that, nothing major. But yeah, so when we get that going with his car, we will maybe we'll film some of that. We'll get that some of that going, and when he takes it out, maybe we'll film that too. So as far as the other stuff I actually bought main bearings, rod bolts, head gaskets for this whole thing. So now I get to return that, get probably like $400 or $500 from that, and then I can take that money and put it back into the car for the chassis stuff. So that's our plan right now, and it's a little bit of a tough pill to swallow, but it's going to be badass. It's going to be a lot faster than what it would have been with this. And I think like every other car guy or racer, I'm totally cool with that. But I want to keep this car a small block car. I don't think I'll ever put a big block in this thing. I say that now, and then something will happen and I'll end up putting a big block in it. But I would like to keep this a small block car, and that's why I want to do a big small block. So it'll make a lot of power, and it's still a small block. It revs high, it's light, it's fast. That's what I would like to keep it. So that's the newest update. So stay tuned for the next stuff coming. I ordered a few more parts, so hope in the next week or two they should be getting here, and then we can start installing them on here. And there's some pretty spicy units, so I'm excited for those to come in. So, all right. If you like what we got going on here at Mullet Man Racing, like, subscribe, comment, share it with your friends, family, and I would really, honest to God, I'd really like to bring you guys racing content. I think watching racing is a lot better than watching somebody build a car slowly, especially what I got going on here. Got an 8-to-5 job, and that's how I pay for all this stuff. And I pay for the house, and of course my wife does too, but that's how I support this thing, is working 8 to 5 every day, and the overtime I can scrounge. So it's slow process, but we're getting there, and I'm itching to get back in the seat. But I want to do this one time and have it be a really badass car. So if you like what we got going on here, like, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and I'd like to grow the channel, bring some information to everybody about different stuff. Some channels have really good information on different stuff with race cars and all that stuff, but I'd like to bring you guys every single step that we go through to put this thing back together, as far as the chassis, engine, all the stuff. I mean, every little detail I'd like to do, because I feel like some channels are hit and miss with that, and they just show you some of the big stuff. But I think it'd be cool to go through everything, and then once this thing is done and we're racing it all over the place and doing a bunch of stuff with it, it'd be cool to go back and see everything that we did to this thing to get it to where it's going to be.